So after spending 3 days at Sidi Ifni, I left the campsite, made my way down to the edge of town, and then took the road out towards Gulmin, where I stopped to top up with supplies at one of the largest supermarkets, and then made my way along the N12 towards Akka and Tata. The road took me through vast areas of absolutely nothingness, but then it would bring me into little tiny sort of villages or little oases with lots and lots of palm trees. I was also pleased to see some wild camels quite close to the edge of the road actually, and some quite young ones. It was surprising. There was probably seemed to be more young ones than older ones, but yeah, it was good to see on the side of the road. Seeing the camels, I came to a great campsite called Borj Biramain, and it looked to be in the middle of nowhere, but I thought I'd go and have a look, and it turned out to be a really good stop. Very reasonable in cost. Only cost me 70 dirhams for a night, all in, including the electric. Had a bar, restaurant, and yeah, it was a really good stop. The only thing that let it down a little bit was their Wi-Fi wasn't particularly good, but that's a small point really, I suppose. But yeah, it was a good stopover, that's for sure. The bar and restaurant area was superb, but the actual facilities themselves were really, really good. Extra clean, lovely hot water, nice big showers, plenty of room to hang your bits and pieces. A lot of the campsites you find, it's just literally a cubicle where everything gets soaked when you have a shower, but these were really good. There was quite a few other vans there, and but it was good to see a really old Range Rover, one of the classic Range Rovers, an early model that had been converted to an ambulance, obviously back in the day, and this English couple had bought it, and they'd been using it as a camper ever since. So yeah, it was really good to see, and they've had some great experiences with it apparently. So leaving the campsite, I actually drove through a little tiny small hamlet where there was lots of palm trees, locals riding along on their donkeys. And some really ornate doors on some of the houses and the buildings. Really good. But then I got back onto the main road, and quite typical in Morocco, vans and trucks seem to be completely overloaded, and they don't seem to know which side of the road to drive on. This is a typical example. So after leaving the campsite, after the last 3 nights there, which was really good, I'm now on the N12, the Route Nationale, and that's taking me towards Akka and then eventually towards Tata. I've stayed at both places before over the years, but Tata's a really nice little spot, nice little town. So I'm probably going to stay there for a couple of days or so. So I hope this gives you a good idea of just how barren and open the Morocco is. I mean, you know, it's very much a desert sort of country. It goes on like this for miles and miles and miles across country. Very, you know, few villages and towns. But despite the heat and the distances between places, some people want to do it hard, like this cycle tourist. You drive for miles across this lunar landscape, and suddenly you come into a little oasis full of palm trees. Such a contrast. So I've just stopped for lunch in a fantastically quiet spot. You can see the camper behind me. But yeah, absolutely super spot. I'm probably only about 20 kilometres from Tata, but just couldn't pass this spot up to stop for lunch. Going to make my way into Tata now and find the campsite probably. If I pan across, you can see the mountains at the back. When you get close, it's like a lunar landscape, but yeah. So this morning I left the campsite in Tata. Spent 3 nights there. It's quite pleasant. It's a little run down, but yeah, it's not too bad. But I'm now making my way once again along the N12 sort of route nationale, and that's taking me across eastwards towards Tisnit and also to Zagora. Probably won't reach Zagora today. I could do easily, but why rush around? There's no point in rushing around, is there? So I'm probably going to stop about halfway along the route, find something to camp or wild camp. I've got enough food for today, and then make my way on to Zagora tomorrow. And Zagora, of course, is also full of mechanics and all sorts of stuff to get any servicing work done that you need on your vehicle, because it's, we go back a few years when the Paris-Dakar race used to come through, and then it was later called just the Dakar, but it used to race through Morocco and into Mauritania, and Zagora was one of the sort of early stages of the get-together for all the vehicles and the service crews and things like that. And it seems to have left a legacy within the town of the mechanics. I seem to remember from a while back that there's one particular place there where it was one of the actual race mechanics decided to set up his own little business in Zagora, and he's been there ever since, doing servicing and repairs and all sorts of bits and pieces. So yeah, it's quite a well-known spot for people to go if they want servicing done, bodywork for or anything like that. Yeah. Just to give you some idea how sort of I don't know, lunar-like this landscape is. It is quite amazing. Absolutely nothing for miles and miles and miles and miles. But saying there's nothing, what a great place to stop for lunch. I just love Morocco. It's such a fantastic country. You've got everything. You've got wide open spaces like this, very lunar-like, and then you've got the really busy towns. You've got the cities, obviously. Friendly people and great facilities everywhere, it seems. So yeah, it's a great country. I love it. So about halfway to Zagora, I came across the small town of Foramsgid, which is a really sort of busy little town. It's not overly big, but it is quite busy. Lots of little shops, typical Moroccan sort of small town village, if you like, with just these, you know, shops all selling their wares on the side of the road, little cafes that take just the middle of the pavements and things like that to set their tables and chairs up with. Yeah, but the hustle and bustle is what makes Morocco Morocco, I suppose. So yeah, it's good to walk through the little town. So I wandered around the town, bought a few bits and pieces. I made my way to the edge of town actually, where I found a campsite called La Palmeria, and decided to stay there for a couple of nights. It was set amongst the palm groves, and good facilities, and very reasonably in cost once again. So yeah, another good stop. Campsite at La Palmeria in Forumskeet, and I'm going to be making my way up towards Zagora. Still passing through this area which is absolutely crammed with palm trees, as you can see. So I was saying, with the clear skies, it was got pretty cold last night actually, probably down to only about 4 degrees, although it's warming up nicely now. Another half an hour or so, I'm sure it will be very pleasant like it was yesterday afternoon. I'm just driving through this absolute lunar landscape. It's amazing because literally I'm in the middle of nowhere. There's no towns or any settlements anywhere to be seen on the horizon, and yet I've got an absolutely full bar signal on my phone. You go to places in the UK which you would expect to have good coverage all over, and you struggle often to get a decent signal. And here I am in Morocco, in the middle of nowhere, and have a perfect signal. So I found another great wild spot for lunch, absolutely in the middle of nowhere. But surprisingly, a full signal on the phone. Incredible. So after an enjoyable lunch stop, I'm going to make my way about another 20 kilometers, 25 kilometers towards Zagora, where I'm going to stay for the next few days. I'm getting a bit desperate for food supplies, so hopefully there's some shops there. Well, I know there are shops there, but hopefully they've got what I want. There's also a little indoor market there for fruit and veg, which hopefully will be good. So on we go into Zagora. Okay guys, so thanks for watching. Just approaching Zagora now, so I'm going to leave that until the next episode. So hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you have, please consider subscribing. It does make a difference, helps me along, and yeah. So safe travels wherever you are. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye for now.